North Korean star Han Kwang-song has resurfaced after going missing for 3 years after the COVID-19 pandemic. The former Juventus star was spotted representing North Korea in an international friendly against Japan in Tokyo this week.
Moving to Italy to follow his dreams of becoming a professional footballer when he was 16, Han scored his first Serie A goal when he was 18 for Cagliari. Juventus were quick to snatch the forward who was certain to have a glittering career in Europe and represent his nation internationally.
But his country being the most secretive and repressive, North Korea, this has limited the star's success. And led Han to be caught up in Kim Jong-un's geopolitics during the pandemic, which led to Han disappearing for 3 years.
Read more in FOOTBALLDNA lies ex-Chelsea star files for divorce after discovering 2 kids he raised. Shop Wheels win a VWT Rock R or £25,000 cash alternative from just 62p with our discount code NOW25. Han has resurfaced and has been spotted playing football again. Eagle-eyed fans spotted Han playing in a World Cup qualifier against Syria back in November.
And days later the striker scored as North Korea demolished Myanmar 6-1. This week supporters saw Han again on the pitch in North Korea's 1-0 defeat to Japan in another World Cup qualifier in Tokyo. Most read in football. Footy tragedy striker aged just 24 dies from heart failure after collapsing in training. DNA lies ex-Chelsea star files for divorce after discovering 2 kids he raised. His Kane, unable. Harry Kane set to miss Brazil and Belgium games as new captain is revealed. Defender and Man United star Brandon Williams inhaled laughing gas before car crash. Best free bet sign-up offers for UK bookmaker. The two nations meet in the reverse fixture in North Korea on Tuesday.
Born Pyongyang in 1998, Han was one of the lucky few to leave North Korea due to his footballing talent. South Korea stages explosive military drills in response to Kim Jong-un's ballistic missile tests. Supreme leader Kim Jong-un loves sport, particularly basketball and football, and sends North Korean athletes abroad as a tactic of soft power.
Han was a part of the Pyongyang International Football School that takes on 200 aspiring youngsters every year. Moved to Juventus, it quickly became apparent Han would be able to make it professionally, and even received interest from Liverpool and Manchester City.
Instead, he joined the academy at Cagliari, becoming only the second North Korean player to sign for a Serie A club after Choesong Hyok a year earlier. He shinned in Italian side and moved very quickly into the senior team. Han became the first North Korean to compete in the Serie A and score after he netted a 95th-minute goal against Joe Hart in a 3-2 away defeat to Torino.
There was suspicion where his salary was going to, as Kim Jong-un was known to send citizens abroad to fund the North Korea regime. But Cagliari decided to hand the youngster his first professional contract in 2017.
Han spent 2 loan spells with Perugia in Serie B, scoring a handful of goals, and then played 20 times in 2019-20 for the Juventus under-23 side in Serie C. Transfer to Qatar. His tenure at Juventus was short-lived, and in January 2020, he was transferred to the Qatari team Al Duhail.
But due to North Korea's ballistic missile test, the United Nations Security Council, UNSC, demanded North Korean nationals working abroad to be deported by the end of 2019. There were assumptions citizens working overseas from earning foreign currency to fund Pyongyang's nuclear weapons program.
But this did not hinder Han's move to Al Duhail in 2020. He scored 5 goals in 16 matches, was key in Al Duhail securing the 2019-20 Qatar Stars League title, marking the first major trophy of his professional career. However, this was the last time he was seen prior to his international comeback. Where did Han disappear to? Due to the sanctions imposed on North Korea, the Qatari club had no choice but to cancel Han's contract and deport him from the country.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, North Korea implemented an extremely strict lockdown, prohibiting entry to anyone, including its own citizens residing abroad. Forced to leave Qatar yet barred from returning to his homeland, Han boarded a flight from Doha to Rome on January 26, 2021.
From this point, his whereabouts became unknown. Despite the football leagues resuming after the pandemic, Han was not active on any team. Read more. Sun Stories. End of an era. Death in Paradise. Star quits BBC show after 5 years. Heartfelt goodbye. Claudia Winkleman weeps as she says goodbye on final. BBC Radio 2 show. Reports suggested that Han was living with other North Korean nationals who were similarly stranded, housed in an embassy in Europe, waiting for their country's borders to reopen.
Han remained out of the public eye until last November, when he made a sudden reappearance during a World Cup qualifier against Syria in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.